Howdy, my name is Nolan T. Painter, and in today's video I'd like to discuss the topic of how time adds value to things. So let me start with an example. Let's say you're dating somebody, and let's just say for the sake of the argument, you're both really good people, you're both striving for that third tier of awareness. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then feel free to check out that video. It's called The Tiers of Awareness or something like that. But effectively what I'm saying here is, let's say you're dating this person and you, as the man, want to become better. Because in your mind you think if you'll get better, you'll have a more meaningful relationship. Now, let's say in this scenario you two stop talking because one of you had to leave for like a job or for school or something out of town. Now think for a moment. Usually when people consider that time adds value, they think, oh yes, time together. You would think in your mind, oh yes, time with this person will add value. And while that is true, you spending time together will build trust. You will go on dates. You will visit each other. You will spend time with each other's families. You will be surprised to learn about the trust and the love you can build in that time. But time also builds value when you're alone. So you should understand that as a man, being alone is incredibly important because it's the first time where you're able to focus on yourself rather than others. Because a good man should always focus on others and strive to make himself better in the realm of helping others. But when you're alone, it's rather difficult to do that. So you can only work on yourself. So in realizing this, you can understand that time will add value not just through sharing it with others, but through sharing it with yourself. So back to this example. You spent 8 months going out to a school out of town, right? It's too far away for this person you're dating or in this relationship with to have confidence in you, right? Because you're out of town, it's something that's intimidating. But here's the kicker. It's not over. That time will add value to you as a human being because it is in that time that you will spend working harder to be stronger, working hard to be wiser, overcoming all of your problems, seeking to be a nicer human being and a better partner. And it is in this time of separation that when you do return and when you do say good things and when you do good things, then it'll be so much more appreciative, or she will be so much more appreciative and so much more thankful because she would have gone in a period of drought, a period without you. Now, this can be applied to situations outside of romantic relationships. Think of the guy who stereotypically disappeared for 2 years and then came back. Right? When performance and improvement is not constantly monitored by the outside eye, it could appear as being a lot more drastic and a lot more impressive because it wasn't measured. Right? Like a classmate who disappeared and then came back like a millionaire, and you're all like, wow, that's crazy. But no one was measuring him, so no one really understood it. They just saw the result. So in this case with the relationship, you are coming back a stronger man, which thus makes you more appealing, which adds value. But remember, that value is only ascertainable through time. Perhaps in the first of your 8 months, you will think you have been ready, and you will think, oh yes, I've overcome challenges, I've improved myself. But understand that the whole point of spending time is that it's not easy. Time is often frustrating, isolating, and depressing. It's not meant to be easy. Patience is a virtue. If it were to be a sin, then it would be easy and everyone would do it. But patience is difficult. So understand, when you reach that moment of clarity, when you think to yourself, ah yes, I'm ready, I've overcome challenges, the reality is you're not. You need to be uncomfortable again. You need to realize there's more time to be spent before you can do the things you want to do. Because you can always be better. There will never be a point where you can't be better. And that will all take time. So in this example, while in the first month you might think, oh, I'm thinking clearly now. I know what I want. I know what's best. But understand, you have 7 more months before you can come back. You have 7 more months of being locked in isolation and just grinding and working. That's 7 more months to be stronger, more physically attractive, like buffer, right? A better protector. That's 7 months to learn how to fight. Train your mind too, not just your body. That's how to be nicer, how to overcome challenges, right? And think of this example specifically, lusting, pornography. If you spent one day avoiding pornography, while it might be incredibly difficult, it's not the end. You still need to go another day, and then 3 days, and then a week. And that time will be incredibly challenging. But think about it. If you spent a month or a year without pornography, would it then be much easier? Because you would have spent so long eliminating yourself from that source of dopamine that it would become normal. So you need to realize through that example, time, even an uncomfortable amount of time, will make you better. And it will build you. Because a new man is based off of his previous habits, right? Or maybe that wasn't the best way of saying it. A new man, a good man, is based off of his previous habits and how he changed them to his current habits. And if you spent 1 month just rushing away, grinding away, you don't really have new habits. You've just kind of let go of your old ones. You need to initially let go of your old habits, but then take the time, in this instance, 8 months, to confidently build up your new habits to then be reestablished as a new and good man. And if you want to return to this relationship, with time being added and with value being added through the time, you need to have the expectation that you will have new established habits, and those habits will be good. And you will be working hard through those habits. So if none of that made sense, let me explain it a bit simpler. Time spent, even alone, even uncomfortable time, because keep in mind, time is consistent regardless of whether you're spending it with someone you care with or not, will make you stronger. But you also need to realize you can't just spend the time you want, you need to spend the time you need. So just spending 1 month improving yourself or letting go of pornography or letting go of all the bad habits or becoming stronger physically and mentally and learning how to fight or learning how to care, doing that for 1 month won't be enough. You'll need to learn to do that for the rest of your life, and that will take the rest of your life. But in this example, let's say it's just 8 months. You have 8 months to do that. Well, the first month won't be enough. You will need to spend the whole 8 months to rebuild your new habits and let go of your old ones. And it is through this time of isolation where you're not being measured and you're not being monitored and no one is visualizing your performance that your changes will be so much more drastic and so much more appreciated. That person you return to in your relationship will be astonished by the amount of progress you made, and they will be humbled and appreciative for who you are because of the changes you've made, and how instead of spending that time trying to get over them or trying to just experience the world, you spent that time doubling down on your beliefs and becoming stronger and wiser and caring for them more. Because people often expect for you to move on and lose things in time, but a good man will always be better through time. And if you wish to be a good man, especially to a woman, you need to prove to them that through time you will get better. My name is Nolan T. Painter. Thank you very much for watching.